Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Whiteville, North Carolina, visiting Vann, Underwood, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and I'm checking out a 2019 Ram 3500 Mega Cab 4-wheel drive in the limited trim level. This truck is sitting on 235/80 Nexen tires wrapped around 17-inch alloy wheels with chrome center caps. It also has ventilated disc brakes. The name of this color is Diamond Black Crystal Pearl Coat. And the sun is shining. It does have a layer of dust on it though, but I think you can see how awesome this paint is. And check out that grille. So the grille is a combination of regular chrome and then what appears to be a smoke chrome right in here, mixed in with some gloss black. It's not body colored black though. It's a different, just a regular plain black. Has parking sensors across the front. It has chrome tow hooks and a camera system, so you can see a little GoPro camera right there. Looks like a GoPro, the same type of lens, wide angle view. Has them on both side mirrors as well as the rear. So it has the 360 all around view of the truck, and I'll show you that when we get inside. Now all the exterior lighting in this truck is LEDs. So it has turn signal, daytime running light, high and low beams, all LEDs. Now the high and low beams are in a projector tube for both your high and low, and it just refocuses the beam to accomplish that. Quite a bit of accent lighting as well. So looking at the profile here, you can see some chrome badging. Has the badging, turbo diesel badging. It also has limited right here. I don't know if you can see that in that chrome strip here on the side. The center portions of the handles are chrome, but the rest of it is body colored. Side mirrors are chrome as well. But check it out. I have to back up quite a ways to get this whole truck in frame because it is a massive Mega Cab 3500. So the side mirrors, right in here is the camera system. And then your blind spot monitor system, little triangle right there is the indicator. Now you can notice this is a split. It's a split between the outer and inner mirror. Now you can adjust those independently as well. It does have some LED lighting as well under here, but this lifts up, and this is a trailer tow mirror, so that way you get a little bit more distance to the outside of the vehicle, and also a more vertical look, so you can keep an eye on, you know, the side of the trailer or whatever it is that you're looking at. Also, you're able to now adjust it with the power adjustments in this position as well, and I'll show you that when we get to the driver's side door. This is what the key looks like. It's a proximity key system designed, you can just keep it in your pocket and use the vehicle 100%. Now it does have really useful buttons: remote start, the ability to lower the tailgate, lock and unlock, and a panic button there. Physical key on the inside in case you need it as well. And to unlock and lock the doors, as long as you have the key in your pocket, with you, in a bag, whatever, as long as it's close to the outside of the door, you can lock it by pushing this button. Unlock it by simply putting your hand behind the handle. It senses the key, it senses your hand, and allows you access to the vehicle. It also has the power folding steps, so as you open and close the door, this one has that, opens and closes. Now this is your front and rear door, it'll open up. And then you have a physical key location here on the driver's side only. Okay, so looking on the inside of the passenger side door, really impressive. So it is all black. The Limited has the black interior basically. Longhorn would have the brown and you know, brown wood and stuff. So if you're looking for the more Western style, the Longhorn will satisfy that urge. But the Limited is nice. Check it out. You have the stitching right in here in a French design. Ebony wood with a little white wood grain. A little bit of filigree there. stitching, little storage pocket there, and right here. And this actually is open, so that way you can stand up something here, cell phone or whatever. A little shelf pocket right in here as well. And at the bottom, you have a storage compartment with a foam insert for your cups or bottles. That's removable in case you need that extra storage. And as far as soft touch, this is all soft touch here, 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 and then when you get down here, you get into the hard plastics for durability. And check out the, this one has the Harman Kardon sound system. Check out that speaker grill. It's like an aluminum alloy type material. And then you have another tweeter speaker up in here as well. So the sill plate and the threshold is aluminum with the Ram badging. Power seat here on the passenger side with power lumbar adjustments. You also can go up and down and everything here on the passenger side. Heated and ventilated seats. So this is a Napa leather seating surface. Even has this leather care guide right here. Overall, very impressive seat. Comfortable, looks awesome. A lot of stitching. And here on the side, you'll notice it has cloth right there where it meets the plastic, the hard plastic, because the cloth is more supple and can handle the rubbing and everything against this hard plastic. So nice design feature there. You have these gray piping, and you can see the perforations there in the center portion. But I like all the stitching and just some of the best. The interior is the best part of this truck, I think. Okay, so even the floor mats, they have the limited badging there. They snap in place, and then they have this Berber carpet center portion. It kind of reminds me of the wood grain with that linear design. You have a storage compartment there on the side of the center console. It's big enough to where you can put file folders and all kinds of stuff in there. It does have a lockable glove compartment, and it's a felt lined interior. You have some of that smoked chrome right in here, and then the limited badging with that linear ebony wood. And this opens up as well, and it has that felt lining as well in there. Has a little light as well. So these handles have this leather wrapping. Then you have this, I don't know if this is genuine leather, but it's a leather type material there on the dash as well. So very impressive. All the doors had the handle to enter the vehicle, even the driver's side. So some vehicles, they don't have a handle there. That's what I'm talking about right there, this handle that's leather wrapped. Some vehicles don't have it on the driver's side because they assume you're going to use the steering wheel. But this truck has on all four wheels. Basically, the Rams typically do that. So transitioning here to the back doors, you notice not only are the back doors wide, but they swing out a little bit wider than the front doors. So this is handy for entering and exiting the vehicle, but also cargo. And I'll show you, you can actually fold the seats down and use this back space for cargo in addition to just, passenger space. You can actually use it for cargo and passenger at the same time. It's pretty neat. Okay, so the inside of the back door, no skimping on the quality back here. You have the wood grain, the stitching, the soft touch surfaces, filigree, even little storage space there, center shelf, and there at the bottom. So with a large door, you also have all the features, basically, almost all the features that you have in the front. Even have a little sill plate back here. Under the seat, you have some storage space. And you have the floorboard. You have the floor mats here, but there's no, this particular one doesn't have the mat that goes across the center portion. They do make one that's one continuous piece from here all the way to the other side, and it covers that center portion as well. You have two USB ports, regular USB ports, and two USB-C ports for charging. And then you have a power outlet AC power outlet. That's 400 watts, 115 volt, 3-prong, just like you'd find in your house. And a little storage space right in here. And this is these cup holders. You notice they're extended here on the side, and check out the wood grain back here as well. But that extension, you can put a tablet across in there, and it kind of snaps in place. You can also just have this extra space right there, a handle for a mug or whatever. Even the back of the front seats are really nice. So you have the filigree here, and some piping and stitching in this compartment. And the interior portion of the compartment is like a durable cloth type material, and you can feel there's a little bit of elastic here on this, right in this top portion. So if you put something in there, it kind of holds it in place and keeps it from bouncing around so much. So the seats actually fold down. There's actually 2 ways you can do it. And I'll show you that in a second, but it does have the latch system for car seats, and it has this armrest and cup holders that you can flip up out of the way. They do recline as well. These seats, both of them recline, but I went ahead and reclined one of them, the 60% side, basically, so you can see how far it goes back, and the other one is in this normal forward position. So you can recline the seats back here. That's one of the advantages of a mega cab. But you can also fold them down and have a flat surface. You can do it 2 ways. One is, if you don't need the underseat storage, you can fold it down, and it sandwiches itself down to the floor and gives you a lower flat surface. Or you can simply fold the seat down like so, and maintain the underseat storage by still having this storage flat place here. Now you also have spaces behind the seat. Now you can see the difference here. This side is folded down to the floor, so you can see the height difference is substantial, but it does take away from your underseat storage. So you have that complete option. That's really cool that they give you that. And also you can fold down one seat or the other and maintain passenger space. So you can have that one flipped up while still maintaining, you know, adding to your cargo. Back here on the other side is your amplifier for your sound system in this compartment. But this is what it looks like, basically a compartment here. So you can put some stuff, tools or whatever. And on that side, it has a compartment, but it's kind of filled up right now. But having these little compartments is nice. You have bag holders. This is your anchor for your car seat right there in the center portion. You probably could use it as a tie down, I suppose. Then you have clothes hangers up here. Now if you utilize those, it will block your visibility because it's going to drape clothes right in front of the back glass. Nice speaker grills, even here in the ceiling. Every time I do a mega cab truck, I always get the comment, hey, you forgot about the storage in the floor. Just so you can see that there's actually no storage in the floor in the mega cab. Fuel door is here on the driver's side, and it's a capless design. This is a little shipping deal right there you can take out, but basically you just pump the fuel there, and your DEF fluid, you can fill it here as well, so you don't have to crawl underneath the hood with a ladder or something to try to fill it up. It's really easy. Okay, so looking at the back of the truck, here at the top, it has a cargo bed light right in here. It also has a camera system, so you can actually see what's in the back of the truck. So the camera's there, as well as your backup camera here, and it's also part of your 360 view camera. And you notice it's in the very center position. So some vehicles don't have it in the center. They have it offset somewhere, which distorts your view when you're actually looking in the backup camera. This one has it in the very center, which is fantastic, and in a high position as well. So you can look straight down see what you're backing, like so you're backing up to a trailer or whatever. You also have your 4 and 7 lay outlets right here. They have covers and they're above the bumper, so it keeps some level of dirt and debris from getting on the covers and everything. You also have parking sensors across the back, and they're well hidden back here. I think they're pretty well hidden in the front as well. And these bumpers, when you're stepping on them, they're very grippy. They have a surface that really holds your foot on them, so you're not slipping off so easy. And speaking of stepping, it does have a little step here. So we just kind of see if I can do it with the camera, holding the camera. Pull it out. Pull it out. Like so. There we go. Camera has me a little bit off balance sometimes trying to do that. Okay, so this is your step. So now, if you want to get access the bed of the truck, you can step here, and of course this one has the cover, but you can step right up and access here in the back. And then you just push it like so, and it just kind of hides away. I think that's a pretty neat design. Simple, very simple. Okay, so now it's time for some fun. Let's go ahead and push some buttons. So here on the key, remember, we can drop the tailgate. So let's go ahead and push that 2 times, and it drops down. And it has a soft landing as well, so it's not gonna slam down. This one has a spray and bed liner. So you have a plug-in there because it has the 5th wheel attachment, or readiness group I think it's called, something like that, in which it already has the places to put the 5th wheel or the gooseneck attachments there. And you have tie downs, fixed tie downs on all 4 corners. And this is a 6-foot 4-inch box. Let's go ahead and start it up. Now it's a nice warm day, so it should start right up. But if it doesn't, I have the key in my pocket and foot on the brake. Just push this button, it should start right up. So what I mean by that is that since it's a diesel, it may take a second, but it will start up shortly after pushing the button. Whatever time it takes to prepare the engine, it'll start it up when it's ready, I guess. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. Now you can see the floor mat hooks in place here as well. There's your accelerator and brake pedal, foot actuated parking brake, and basically this whole area is a footrest, I suppose. So let's take a look under the hood. To lift the hood, right here in the center is a latch. You just move it to the left, lift up a little bit. Doesn't take much energy, and it'll go up the rest of the way by itself. Now you notice there's a seal on the underside of the entire hood, all the way around, front, back, and everything. Insulated as well. And it holds itself up, which is nice. There's one of the batteries. There's a battery on each side. This beast is powered by a 6.7 liter inline 6 Cummins high output turbo diesel engine, pumping out 1,000 pound-feet of torque. Now it's paired to an Ison 6-speed automatic transmission. The inside of the driver's side door is just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. So your door lock controls, power windows are here. The front 2 are automatic, 1 touch. They are laminated glass up here as well. I don't know if you can see that. 2 panes of glass, acoustic material on the inside. Very tough, rigid glass, helps out with noise and everything. Side mirrors are adjusted here. You just pick a side and then adjust it with that little pad. You push this button here and you can power fold the side mirrors, even the trailer tow mirrors. Now if you push this button, now you're adjusting the outer portion of the mirror, not just the inner portion. So as long as that's illuminated, When you adjust it, it'll be the outer portion. And then you deselect that and you can do the inner portion. 2 presets for your power seat. So I guess that's one way of the driver to one-up the passenger as far as seat features, because it does have the same adjustments here, except for the driver has the presets. I think you can see the seats a little bit better now that the sun's shining, not shining on it. Isn't that impressive? Here to the left of the steering column, you have your headlight switch. So it's a turn dial, and then you have automatic, on, parking, and off. Those are your selections there. So it has the automatic lights. Right here is your fog light and your cargo light. So you push those buttons to activate those. Dimmer switch for your interior gauges and your ambient lighting. And it has a tilt steering column. So right here is your tilt. So since it does not have a telescoping steering column, they add the foot pedal adjustment. So you can move in or out the accelerator and brake pedals. Okay, so here I am sitting in the driver's seat checking it out. Man, this is an impressive truck. But I have the seat all the way back, all the way down, just to give you an idea of my legroom. Now, I wish it had a footrest here, one that's a little bit more angled up a little bit. I mean, it's okay, but when you have the seat all the way back, it does make me want a more angled up footrest, but it's okay. It's not bad. Do have plenty of legroom and knee room, and then the seat's quite high. Even when I have it all the way down, it's kind of like a chair, so it's comfortable. But check out the steering wheel, heated, leather wrap steering wheel with the wood grain here and here at the top. Really impressive. And where the leather is nice and supple, it's not too hard or anything like that. And you have the stitching there on the inside. And where the wood is, they do a good job of making it not slippery. So it actually is very grippy. So as your hand, it's actually a little bit grippier than the leather. That was one of the things when you have a smooth surface, you know, just kind of worried about it being slippery, especially with something you have to control the vehicle with, but it's good. Okay, so here on the right side is your cruise control. So once you turn it on, and you can do all the normal stuff, set it, resume, all that stuff. It also has the adaptive cruise control, in which you can set the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you, the radar adaptive cruise control. On this side, you can, this is your gear limit, so this isn't like paddle shifters or anything like that, so you can downshift in case you don't want the vehicle to be in too high of a gear, especially if you need like engine braking, that kind of thing. It does have the exhaust brakes as well, and I'll show you the button to activate that. You can actually slow the vehicle to almost a complete stop by downshifting. On the back of the steering wheel, you see this button here. It's like a toggle button with a center button right here. This is your volume for your radio, so it's designed to where you can line up with your fingers as you're driving. So these fingers here, you can do your volume. The center button is to change your audio source. On the back of the left side, you can change your audio track, radio station, that kind of thing. And the center button is for your presets on your radio only. So you have voice recognition, which is very advanced in this vehicle. There's a whole booklet when you buy this vehicle telling you how many different commands and what you can do with it. It's very advanced. So a voice recognition button there, and then you have your phone button there, so you can answer or hang up. And these buttons correspond with the screen between the gauges. We'll get to that in just a minute. Turn signals here with your windshield wiper controls. And it does have a column shifter. Leather wrap, nice stitching right in here. Really nice. Okay, so here's your gauges. So has some kind of traditional gauges but look fantastic. Has the RPMs, the DEF fluid meter on the left side. On the right is your fuel gauge and your speedometer. But here in the center portion, you'll notice this screen extends here to these corners. So all these corners are customizable, so you can have different information there. You can go into the settings and change what you want, or you can just move it wherever you want, that kind of thing. So right now it's showing a digital speedometer in the center portion, and this is like your distance empty there. Okay, so using these buttons, I'm going to scroll down, and you'll see this is part of the whole menu system. So you can see the little icons here on the left side. So that first one is miles per hour. Now if you use the right or left arrows here, you can change it to kilometers per hour. Scrolling down takes you to the vehicle info. Now this is where you can go left and right and get more information on this screen. So it shows your tire pressure on all 6 wheels. Scroll to the right, you have different coolant temperatures and pressures. And scroll through even your boost. Scrolling down, just showing you what's going on with your adaptive cruise control. And this is your fuel economy. So you have 2 of these. You have this one and that one. Now this one has the current, this one does not, and you can reset these independently. Trip info, you have 2 of these, A and B. They can be reset independently. It shows your distance, average miles per gallon during that distance, and the time. Trailer tow, how long the distance you've towed. Also your trailer brake gain control. You can see that here as well. This is whatever your radio is doing. Stored messages. This is your settings. This is where you can go in and organize the corner portions. All kinds of different things here. And commercial settings, I'm not going to go into there and mess anything up because I'm not sure what that is. Never used that. And then there's your back to your speedometer. So your 4-wheel drive system is controlled with these buttons. So you have 4-wheel drive high, 4-wheel drive low, and then 2-wheel drive. And then you have neutral for what I understand is flat towing, which doesn't make any sense for this truck. But if you need to engage neutral, to disengage the drive system, to tow the truck, I suppose, maybe like behind a tow truck type deal. From what I understand, that's what that's for. I've never tried it, but that's what my knowledge. I'm limited on my knowledge with that because it's not something that I mess around with. All right. So you have a 12-volt power supply here with a key showing you that it turns on and off the ignition. A little storage space surrounded by that nice ebony wood grain. And check out this screen, 12-inch screen. It's hard to even put it all in the same view of the camera. So you have the traditional volume, tuning through the station's knobs. You also have physical buttons on the outside for your climate control for your driver and your passenger. 4-way flashers. You can turn off you can disable your traction control there. But on the screen, there's quite a bit you can do. So you have this home button in which you can make selections. But basically, this vehicle, the screen has these icons across the bottom. So the first icon is here. So this is what your radio is doing and what it's playing, and you can select different audio sources here. You have your presets. It has little icons on your presets as well. It shows your time, outside temperature, and what your temperature, your climate control is set at. Your controls is your next icon. So this is where you can control the heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, passenger as well. You can also get into the very advanced camera system here. So when I put it in reverse, it automatically pops up the backup camera. The parking sensors are active, but you have these different views, okay? So you can access this whole camera system without putting it in reverse. So let's take it out of reverse so you can see these little icons here under the controls. So you have the backup camera, It just shows you directly behind the vehicle. You'll notice it's right there in the center. You can see the emblem there, the center of the truck. It even has these active guidelines. Shows you the center and also the path of the wheels there. Really nice. You can also go to the surround camera option. And right now, since you know, the kind of default is the backup camera, but also has the 360 camera here as well. And it basically stitches all the camera views together to give you a really clear view of what's around the vehicle. And notice the lines are straight and everything. So as I move the vehicle, you'll see directly where you're at. Now if I open up the door, it'll just go blank on one side, like so. Okay, so you'll notice there's these little icons here. So right there, we push that. This gives us a super wide view. So if we're backing out of a parking space, this is the rear cross path view. But you also have the rear cross path detection system as well. But if you're backing out of a parking space, you can't see around the vehicles next to you. This gives you an actual view behind you. You can have a front cross path view. So if you can't see around the vehicles in front next to you and you're going forward out of a parking space, you can see directly left and right and ahead of you. It's a very distorted view, but it gives you the best visibility. Here's a more linear front view. And then this one is your, remember that camera system I was telling you about, for your cargo. So if you didn't have this cover here, you can actually see your cargo, or you can see your fifth wheel or gooseneck and how it's positioned. And you notice it even has a center line there as well. And that center line is, and it moves, it's active. As I turn the steering wheel, it moves as well. You can adjust the center line if you need to. We have both sides. We have the backup camera. We have the cargo. Now the both sides, so this gives you the view left. We can adjust the view more to the left, more to the right, but check it out. If you need to get right up beside something or back up right close to something, you can get that view really close to either side. So the camera system is fantastic. Once you learn how to use it and you know what it has, it's really, really useful. You can deploy the steps here without opening the door. For whatever reason, if you want to deploy the step, to step on it to access something, maybe the clearance lights or whatever, then you can deploy that without opening up the door. So that's an option there as well. Okay, so now we have the climate button here. Now you notice we do have the physical buttons on the outside, so we don't have to go to the screen all the time. But here it is, it shows you a physical representation of where the air is flowing, your temperature, fan speed, and all that stuff. You also have the buttons up there as well as far as recirculate the air, front and rear defrosters, and all that. There's the Uconnect apps, you know, all the different ones that you can exchange with the ones down here. So if you want to add some down here and take away some, you can. So navigation, nice. That's one of the good things about having a big screen and having this vertical position. So that way, if you're driving, then you can see the road, more of the road in front of you as you're driving forward. Right now, it's just kind of a static view. But you can put in a specific address and all that stuff. You can save addresses. Save your home address, all that stuff. And once you pair your phone, you have access to your recent calls, your phone book, and all that stuff. You can also go back and go back to your phone. So like say if you want to once it's paired and you're in a phone call, there's a button that pops up here as you're talking that you can go back to your cell phone so you don't have it playing through the sound system if you have other people in the vehicle. And then the backup camera, this is where you just, pops up this screen to where you can go into these views that we've already gone over. So that's kind of a quick view of what the screen's all about. I mean, there's a lot of features here, and it's nice and big. It's easy to read without, hunch it over, trying to squint and look at it. Everything's bigger. So it's much clearer and everything. And the resolution and the colors and everything's crisp. This is a really nice screen. Okay, so down here you have some physical buttons. You do have a whole bunch of auxiliary switches that you can connect to whatever you want. There's your trailer brake gain control adjustments, your tow and haul mode, your exhaust brake. You can turn off your parking sensor, front or rear, if you need to. USB inputs. Now this has the USB-C as well, and it is the auxiliary inputs, but this vehicle has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capability. So once you plug in your device here in the system, it'll pop up here on the screen just automatically. So it'll kind of replace the system that it has and use the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto if that's something that you're used to. It also has a CD player in here as well. Now right in here, since you have to have your phone connected while you're using the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, it has a nice convenient place to snap a phone in there, here or here. This is a wireless charger, so as you put your phone here and it has that capability, it'll go ahead and charge. Now the wire has a place for wires to go under here and wrap around either side, this way or this way, and there's a little spot right here, so that way you can have some nice cable management or wire management or whatever to your ports, whether it be auxiliary or USB or both at the same time. There's also another outlet down here, if you can see that. 3-prong, 400 watt power supply. Very large compartment here. And then this is a sliding compartment with cup holders. Close that up like so. There's that wood grain. And this opens up. You have a felt line compartment with little change holders. Okay, so check out this armrest. It has the limited badging, the filigree stitchings here on the inside and the outside. It's wide enough to where you can share with your passenger without fighting over it. Really, really impressive. And this lifts up in 2 portions. So the upper portion has this felt line compartment, USB charge port, places for wires to go in and out, and even has little keepers there as well. So if you want to put a tablet in there and charge it, you can. The second portion, so you can see these 2 places here, actually has some useful information here underneath the compartment, because why not? Place to put some pens right there in this little sliding compartment. So this whole thing slides, remember this thing? This slides forward and back, and then you have a compartment back here. It's all interconnected, so it goes underneath there. Now there is a little pop-up divider that you can utilize if you need to. Really handy. And it does have on the side of the console, it does have the place to put a file folder. Remember on the other side, the compartment there has it on this side as well. Okay, so the rear view mirror is an auto dim rear view mirror. I'm surprised it's not auto dimming right now. So I do have the light covered up with the shade. But anyways, it is an auto dim rear view mirror. You have places to put your sunglasses or safety glasses, whatever. It's felt lined, and it's kind of like a very thin felt. It's not really cushy. You have some tap lights. This is for your sunroof. Here, this is actually your siding glass. These 2 are for your sunroof. I'll show you those in a second. Your interior lights, you can turn them all on by pushing that button. You can have them on with the doors or off, depending on what you want. You can also drop the tailgate from right here in the driver's seat. Like, hey, load that up, and then you push the button and drop it down and impress your friends or whatever. There's a little ambient light right in here. Let me go ahead and turn the headlights on. See if you can see that. At nighttime, you should be able to see that. There's a little ambient light. It just gives you a little bit of moonlight in here so it won't be so dark when it's really dark. Okay, so the visors, they have this cloth covering, little clip, mirror and lights. HomeLink garage door opener controls under here. They do extend out. Same thing on the passenger side. Okay, so the sunroof has a shade that covers up 100% of the light. Okay, so we can open that up, and we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and vent it first, and then we can slide it back. All right, as far back as it goes. Okay, looking at the visibility in the back, while we're back here, let's go ahead and check out the power sliding glass. Looking pretty cool. Okay, so the visibility, I have one seat up, one seat down, just to give you an idea of what it's like. The headrests do get in the way, so you could take the headrest out if you don't have any passengers back there, if you don't want to put the seat down. But folding the seat down really helps out a lot with the visibility. You do have some significant, you know, pillars back there, so this is a mega cab. But the camera system really helps out with all the visibility issues here. All right, so there you have it. Man, this is an impressive truck. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Vann Underwood, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram here in Whiteville, North Carolina, for allowing me access to such an awesome vehicle, and I'll see you guys next time.